Hey guys, welcome on. This is National Consultant Ray Monty. Can everybody hear me okay? Want to thank you for joining us here tonight. We're going to go ahead and get started with our 6-step training. It is definitely a great time to be part of this company and part of this team. First of all, want to congratulate everybody on just an incredible week last week. You know, our triple-double promotion came to an end, and we had over almost just under 300 new consultants join the team just last week, which is amazing. And what I'm more excited about is all the promotions. We'll be going over our promotions on our team call here tonight, but I believe we had 5 or 6 new fast track RCs just in the last week. So congratulations, and quite a few new senior consultants as well, and a lot of people getting a lot closer to executive consultant. So congratulations. Also excited about tomorrow. We're going to be opening up the state of New Hampshire and also the state of Virginia. I know there's a lot of people working hard in both of those markets. So great time to be in the company and be part of this team. I want to thank you for joining us here tonight. If this is your first time, I know we've got quite a few brand new people who are on here for the first time. What we're going to do over the next 40 or 45 minutes is we're going to go over the basics of what you need to do to build a large Ambit energy business. Obviously, we're not going to be able to teach you everything you need to know here in 40 minutes, but we're going to give you the basics. We're going to give you enough information to make you dangerous. I've been with Ambit Energy for about 6.5 years. I've been in this industry for almost 18 years. And, you know, guys, we talk about the timing of what's going on. And, you know, the first 2 companies I was with, they were learning experiences for me. I learned a whole lot, but didn't really make the kind of money I thought I would. And then when I got here in Ambit, things have absolutely exploded. Over the last 77 months since we got involved in this company, the team has grown to about 36,000 consultants, over 210,000 customers, and sometime in the month of April, it looks like we'll go over $6 million in earnings on a $455 investment. So to say that we are excited is definitely an understatement. I personally believe that our team and our business is growing so fast for 3 very specific reasons. I think one of the big reasons is the timing of Ambit Energy. You know, if you look at the growth of this company, when we got started 77 months ago, we were in 1 state, Texas, and 1 city, New York. We're about to open up states number 12 and 13 tomorrow, and that doesn't even include UGI Gas, which is a new gas market in Pennsylvania. So if you look at the company, $1.2 billion in revenue. I heard Jerry talk about it last week that it looks like for 2014, we'll be somewhere around a $1.6 billion company, which is pretty amazing, over 1.3 million customers. So, you know, the timing of Ambit is perfect. Also, the timing of what's going on with our economy. There's a lot of people out there today looking for ways to save money, maybe get free energy, or make money, whether it's 100, 1,000, 10,000, or 100,000. They've got that opportunity to do this with the business. So the timing is one reason. The second reason is the leadership on our team. You know, we couldn't be more thankful for the leaders that we've got here. We've got people that are just flat out getting it done. And, you know, this week, a lot of our leaders are going to be taking a trip down to Punta Mita, Mexico, well-earned vacation with our co-founders, Ari and Barbara Benyashe, Tom and Annie Diadone, Robin and Eric Willens, John and Lillian Haas, Dwayne and Kathleen Featherbay, and Ron and Cam Clark have won all expense-paid vacations to Punta Mita, Mexico. And, you know, that doesn't even mention some of our top 50 income earners. And, guys, I don't want to leave anybody out, but we've got some leaders on this team, some incredible leaders I'm proud to have as part of our team who are flat out getting it done. And then the third reason I believe our business has grown so fast is we got systems in place. You know, we just came off an incredible training up in Scranton, Pennsylvania last weekend, over 1,200 EC factory members, and we're already planning the next one, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. You know, there's a system so when a new person gets started, they have the information that they need to go out there and be successful. And guys, those are the reasons we believe our team has grown so fast now. As a new consultant, what does that mean for you? Well, right place, right time, right team. You have the opportunity to make this business whatever it is your heart desires. And we're going to teach you the basics of what you need to do. And you see up here, it says, get them started right. And to me, there's 2 things that we need to do with a new person to help them get started right. The first thing is help them have a level of success. You know, I've been in network marketing for 18 years. And one of the things I always observe is I observe why people have success and I observe why people fail. And my job is to give the information to those people that want to succeed, what people before them have done to succeed. And, one of the reasons I'm so excited is I was looking at all the fast track RCs and fast track SCs that we have in the EC factory here this week. And why do I get excited when I see that? Because if I look at somebody like Kirk Horan and John Haas and Mike Obey and Bob Granger, these are all top income earners. And one of the things they all did was they all fast tracked to RC and SC. So the chances of somebody being a top income earner go way up when somebody gets off to a good start. And let me define a good start for a new person. Guys, our job as a sponsor is to help a new person have a level of success in this business. And the way we do that is to get them paid. And the quickest way to get a new business partner paid is to walk them through the sign-up process, help them pick a name for their website, help them become their own first customer, show them how the third-party verification works, and then go get them a couple more customers. It's amazing when you can get somebody paid, get a check in their hand within their first 2 weeks of Ambit, how excited they are. But what I'm realizing is, let's take it a step further. The most successful teams that I've built with inside our organization are teams that when I get that new person started, I go with them and I help them show the business. I help them get to RC. So, guys, if you're sitting here right now and you want to know what do you need to do with a new person to really help them become successful, get them started, get them paid, get them a level of success. One of the goals should be to help everybody fast track to RC, show a new person what it takes to go RC in 28 days, 526. But besides helping them get paid and customers and consultants, the other important thing is that we get them plugged in. I just got a text from some of our leaders, and we were talking about all the new people, and want to know why are we not getting these new people on the web trainings and the conference calls. Guys, if you've had people joining your organization, you want to encourage them to get plugged in, and the reason is knowledge is power. The sooner we can get them the information that they need to make themselves successful, the better chance that they'll stick around long term. So to me, get them started right means two things. Get them the information that they need to be successful, plugged into the meetings, web trainings, conference calls, the websites, all the information. And the second thing is help them become successful. Help them get some customers. Help them get some consultants. Make sure you're walking through the system and making the contact list with them. Now, it also says get the right people started. And, guys, to me, this is the key to this business. If you ask me if I could tell you one thing that has really helped our business grow, it's finding the right people. When I first got involved in network marketing, I thought it was just about signing a whole lot of people up and they would go do the same and they would go do the same. Well, it doesn't quite work out that way. I spoke to somebody who's in network marketing who had a whole lot more success than I did. And he said, Ray, if you want to build a real big business and make millions of dollars, then you need to go find billion-dollar business partners. And I said, okay. And he asked me, he said, if you were going to open up a traditional business tomorrow and it was a billion-dollar business and you could pick 3 partners to run that business with you, what would the characteristics of those people be? And, guys, it was pretty easy for me because I was a business owner, so I knew what I was looking for. I was looking for people that were committed. I was looking for people that were hardworking. I was looking for people that had integrity, and I was looking for people that were coachable. I was looking for people that would allow me to help them and show them exactly what they needed to do. And guys, when I started to apply those same rules to my Ambit business and found those types of people, it's amazing how my business exploded. So, if you're brand new, one of the things I would tell you is jot down the characteristics of the type of people that you want to be in business with, and then go find them. So get a new person started, get them paid, get them plugged in, know what you're looking for. Now, what do we need to do? Well, one of the things that we do in Ambit Energy is we gather some customers. And the key word here is loyal customers. I'm almost embarrassed to tell people this, but since I got started in Ambit Energy, I've signed up 22 individuals as customers. My house in Pennsylvania, my house in New York, some of my next door neighbors, my barber, a few friends and family and people like that. And, the reason that they all became my customers is not because they love Ambit. The reason they did it is because of the relationship I have with them. And guys, I got them all the same way. I approached them. I said, listen, I need a favor from you. Won't inconvenience you. Won't cost you nothing. In fact, you're in New York, you're guaranteed to save money with nothing changing. Would you be willing to try the service? And they agreed. And, I didn't send them to my website and tell them to go sign up. I walked them through the sign-up process. I got them on the phone, and I had my website up, and I had them read their information right off their Con Ed bill or right off their National Grid bill, and I input it in. I read it back to them, and then I hit submit, and all of a sudden they were in the system. Now, the next thing I did was I did the third-party verification call with them. I want to make sure it gets done right. I want to make it as simple as possible for them, and I walked them through it, and we got it done. And then the last thing I did was I sent them all a handwritten thank you card. I let them know that it was appreciated by me for them becoming my loyal customer. And, guys, I send them a Christmas card or a holiday card letting them know thank you for being a loyal customer. And that's how I gather my customers. I am definitely not the best customer gatherer in Ambit Energy. It's not something I enjoy doing, to be honest with you. I did it for a couple reasons. Because I wanted to get to the top of the compensation plan. I wanted to go build a large residual income. And, that's one of the things that we need to do and teach others to do it. So gathering customers is important. It's what makes Ambit go round and round. That's why we've got 1.3 million customers and we continue to grow. Now, I personally believe there's 4 reasons why a new person will go out there and gather customers. And we touched on one of them already. Going out and gathering customers, especially with some of the promotions that we've had in place, a new person can come in, get the website themselves and a handful of customers and make $100 or $200 or $300. And, when you can open up a franchise or a business and make half your investment or 60% of your investment by going out and getting a few customers, that's a pretty good deal. So that's the first reason. Help a new person go out there, get their website themselves, help them gather a handful of customers so they get paid, 1. And 2, Ambit doesn't pay us unless our new consultant gathers a handful of customers. So we want to make sure that we're helping our new team members go out there and gather customers. Second reason to go out and gather customers is you can't get promoted in our compensation plan unless you have a handful of loyal customers. All the regional consultants, they have a minimum of 5 customers. Senior consultant, one of the qualifications to get promoted to senior consultant is you need to have at least 10 customers. Executive consultant, you need to have a minimum of 15. And national consultant, you need to have at least 20 customers. So that's one of the things that you need to do is to go out there and gather some loyal customers. Third reason is free energy. How would you like to have free gas in the winter or free electricity during the summer? And, we've got a whole bunch of people on our team in certain areas where they're able to get free gas and free electricity, which is a pretty sweet deal. But the biggest reason to go out there and gather a handful of customers is what we call residual income. How would you like to get a substantial check on the 15th of every month? How would you like to get a check with a comma? And guys, I'm excited because there's people in our company who are now getting checks with 2 commas in them. You've got that opportunity here with Ambit Energy. Go out there and gather a handful of loyal customers and build a team of customer gatherers. And before you know it, you'll get a residual income check that can cover quite a few of your household bills. And in some cases, all of them. In some cases, you can live pretty good on what Ambit pays us in residual income. So those are the 4 reasons to gather customers. First one is to make a large portion of your investment back. Second one is to get promoted in the compensation plan. Third reason is free energy. And then the fourth one is residual income, where the 15th of the month is your favorite day of the month. Now, how do you learn how to gather customers? Well, there's a couple ways. We're going to teach you the basics. This is not about going out there and selling gas and electricity and getting caught up in the rates. I mean, my customers did it because of the relationship. The word Ambit means sphere of influence. So, to me, the best way to learn how to gather customers is the Tuesday night customer gathering call. You see it right here. Renee Harris and Anita Griffey, they do a great job with the Tuesday night customer gathering call. Basically, every Tuesday night at 9:30 Eastern, you can call in and hear one of our leaders, somebody in most cases who's gathered 40, 50, 60 customers, free gas, free electricity, sometimes both, and you can call in and listen to that. Also on our team website, Rob Utter has put some of the most popular customer gathering calls up there, so you can listen to those. And then also we do live customer gathering web trainings. We do them 3 days a week. We do them on Monday night, we do them on Thursday, and we do them on Saturday. So, but make no doubt about it, one of the most important things we do in Ambit Energy is we gather a handful of loyal customers. Now, what else is very important? And guys, I'm going to repeat this because sometimes I think people hear it and they don't really hear it. We have a system in place, and what I can tell you without a doubt, the fact, people always ask me, what do I need to do to be a top income earner? Well, the individuals on my team that make the most money are the ones that do the best job of getting their people plugged into the system. If you look at a John Haas or a Bob Granger or a Kirk Horan, some of these guys who are top 50 income earners in this business, one of the things they do exceptionally well, besides working extremely hard, is they do a great job of getting people plugged into the system. And, if we go back to Scranton last week, guys, what I always look at is I look at how many people do the ECs, the leaders of our team, how many tickets do they get for their team? And, guys, when I've got people that are calling me up and asking me for 200 tickets and other leaders are asking me for 2 tickets, it's pretty obvious what's going on in somebody's business. And guys, it's not only ECs, it's SCs and it's RCs and it's MCs. And, if I look at the individuals going on this 5-star trip, a lot of those people going on this 5-star trip, they do an incredible job of getting their people plugged in. One of the gentlemen I like to talk about is Eric Willens. He's going on this 5-star trip, and he does an incredible job of encouraging his people to get plugged in. So I'm going to repeat this. If you're sitting here and say, what do I want to do to take my business to the next level? One of the things you want to do is you want to get people plugged into the system. Why? Because information and knowledge and excitement, it's contagious. Now, let's talk about plugging people into the system. We do these live web trainings 6 days a week, and I could not be prouder of the leaders that we have that step up and take time out of their busy schedule week after week. I mean, it would be real easy to take one of these and just have one. But the thing that's so powerful about what we do is we've got all different personalities that are doing them. And other thing is we do them live. And, there's things that we're going to be talking about tonight that we're not going to be talking about next week or the week after or the week after. So, we do the live web training 6 days a week, myself. And then on Monday night, you have people like John Haas and Bob Granger and Jeff Rollins and Dave Wilkerson, just to name a few. Tuesday, Tom and Annie Diadone, Deb Burke. Wednesday night, Rob Marcioni. Thursday, Rob Utter, Dave Wilkerson. Saturday, Tiffany Wood. I can go on and on and on. And it's every single week that our leaders step up and do these live web trainings. And then we've got our conference calls. We talked about the customer gathering call a little bit earlier with Renee and Anita. Guys, we're going to be doing our team call here in about an hour and 10 minutes. I would heavily encourage you to go call some of your team, some of your new team members, and have them call in. Listen to the excitement. Listen to the thousands of people that are going to be on this call tonight, all the new RCs, all the new SCs, talking about the promotions, what's going on. So we have our team call every Sunday night at 8:30. And then at 10 o'clock, Brian McClure does his call. He's got an incredible leader on there every Sunday night doing some aspect of training. We've got multiple team websites. I want to thank Rob Utter for putting this website together. Top Ambit Leaders, Brian McClure, the #1 income earner in the company, also has a website that you can get some incredible basic training on. Now, web trainings, conference calls, training websites. What else do we have? Well, weekly meetings. And guys, there's 2 types of meetings. There's corporate meetings, where if you log into your Power Zone, you can see all of the corporate meetings. Click on the state, click on the city, just so you're aware. Some of the corporate meetings, there's a charge of $3 or $5. That's just somebody collecting a little bit of money to help them offset the cost of the room. If you're going to send somebody to a corporate meeting, which is open to everybody in Ambit, I always recommend that you make a contact person there, somebody that can answer the questions of your guest. Now, we also have EC Factory team meetings. And guys, quite a few of our EC Factory meetings are listed in the Power Zone. Fortunately or unfortunately, with 36,000 consultants and growing rapidly, we've got some leaders on our team that have gone out there and secured different locations. And we just don't have enough space to open them up to everybody in Ambit. Now, guys, think about this. We did our training last week in Scranton. That was basically just for the EC Factory. We had 1,200 people. Can you imagine what would have happened if we advertised that to everybody in Ambit? There would have been just no way to get our entire team in there, and there would have been people on our team that were not able to get in. And we've got the same issue with some of our meetings. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was in Rochester last week, and the guys and gals up there did an incredible job. I think we had more people in the outside the room than we did in the room. And, that's kind of what's going on. We had an incredible meeting up in Utica. I want to thank Sean and Michelle Stanley and Deb and Wayne and Pat and Lori and the whole team up in Utica. Just a great job up there. And then, guys, it was standing room only in Hartford, Connecticut. And, because of the size of our team and how fast it's grown, we just don't have the luxury to put all of our meetings in the Power Zone. Some of them are just at capacity. So the way you find out about the weekly EC Factory meetings are read your emails. We normally send out an email Sunday before lunch. In fact, I know John Kim just sent me a text, and he's ready to blow up Virginia. I know Tom and Annie are going to be special guests down in Virginia, and John's going to be an EC here real soon. So be reading your emails. I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be in Scranton this week. And to be honest with you, the other 2 nights this week, I'm going to be doing some in-homes. But spoke to John Haas, and we are planning a trip down to Baltimore, Washington, D.C., and Virginia with John, and then also a trip to York, Pennsylvania here later on this month. But the best way to find out about these meetings are to read your emails. And then we've got corporate and team events. And, guys, we just came off a huge one up in Scranton. I want to thank Coach Alan Johnson and Deb Cheslow for coming in. And, I'm real excited because we are working on some more events behind the scenes. Obviously, we had a lot of success, and people are pumped up after this event. I can tell you this for a fact. We are going to be shoring up 2 special guests that are going to be at our next event. On June 6th and June 7th. It's going to be at the Split Rock Resort in Lake Harmony, Pennsylvania, which is centrally located in the Northeast, right off of Interstate 80, right off the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Guys, we're going to be doing a Friday night reception, and the reception is going to be for all of our people on our team who have completed the 90-day blitz, and then an all-day training Saturday. And here's the good news. The good news is, because of what's going on in the team, we've got a room that we can hold about 1,400 people. Now, here's the bad news. The bad news is we haven't really even announced our 2 special guest speakers yet or really started promoting this event, and we have already sold over 1,100 tickets. So if you are planning on coming to our June 7th event in Lake Harmony, Pennsylvania, you need to do one of 3 things. 1, get in touch with your upline leaders like John Haas and Jeff Rollins and Tony Procopio and Lori Brick, some of the leaders on our team. They have tickets. Or second thing is you can email Michelle Utter and let her know that you need some tickets, and we will do our best to accommodate everybody. Or email me. But, guys, I'm telling you again, and you're going to hear it here, this event will be a sold-out event with the way the team is growing and what's going on. If you do not have tickets for June 7th at Split Rock in Lake Harmony, you need to get them, because I promise you when we announce our special guest here real soon, it will be a sold-out event. And then the next big event, that corporate event, is Ambition. And it's the last week of August, and it's down in American Airlines Center down in Dallas. Expecting close to 20,000 Ambit consultants from all over the country. New markets will be opening up, new promotions here from our co-founders. To me, if there was one thing that somebody said, what else do I need to do? If I want to be a big-time player in Ambit Energy, what are some of the things that I need to do? And getting to Ambition is a must. Do your best to get down there. Another great tool that we have are the Success from Home magazines. We have a lot of different leaders on our team who are featured on the cover. In fact, guys, right now everybody's auditioning for the next covers, which will be coming out in June. But this is a great credibility tool. It's great for 3-way calls. It's great to give prospects when somebody comes to a meeting. Don't send them home to their husband or wife without anything. Give them one of the magazines. There's an incredible DVD in there on one side, a CD on the other. And, one of the things I'm excited is we put the 12 packs of all the different covers together. And wait till you hear the people that are winning prizes on our team call here tonight. We still have some of those available. And then the other tool that we have is the Power Zone back office. This is a tool to keep track of your business, see who's getting promoted, who can you help gather customers, who's registered for Ambition. It allows you to keep track of your organization. And, I look at it on a daily basis before I go to bed, and normally first thing in the morning, I look to see who's getting promoted. I look to see who's registered for Ambition. I look to see who's getting close to EC. I'm always tracking the 5-star standings to see who we can help get on these trips. And then the last thing I'm going to tell you is read your emails. Guys, you're business owners. I'm not going to send you 50 emails a week. We generally send out 6 to 7 emails a week, and it's pretty much the same format every week. Our Sunday night team call and web training, our schedules, our webinars, and our customer gathering call, maybe one update a week with just some other information. So, we're not going to burden you. We're going to give you the tools, the information that you need. And to me, this is why our team's grown so fast. And guys, I am excited. We are working on some incredible EC Factory events coming up here over the next 6 months with some incredible leaders. And, if you're out there working and you can get your people plugged into these events, they leave there, they're on cloud nine, they're excited. And what happens when people leave these big events, their belief level goes through the roof and they take massive action. And, this one, June 6th and 7th, we're excited about, but we've got a couple other things that we will be announcing over the next couple of months that if you're out there working your business, you're going to be glad you did. Well, besides the system, gathering customers, what else? Well, one of the most important things you need to know is why you're doing this business. And here's why your why is so important with Ambit. The startup fee, let's be honest, it's $429 plus your first month's website, which is about $25. So your initial investment in Ambit is somewhere just over $455. Not exactly a whole lot of skin in the game. And, guys, one of the statements I make to people all the time is, I wish people could see this business through my eyes, because there's a lot of people that come into this thing and they really play around with it. They're people that if they really applied themselves and got focused, they can make thousands of dollars on a monthly basis or tens of thousands of dollars. And there's people that can make six figures a month if they really applied themselves and did the thing that they needed to do. The problem with our business is the startup fee is minimal. One of the things I always talk about as I go around and do meetings is it's very difficult to get people committed to something that costs so little. And to me, that's one of the biggest challenges in our business. How do you get people to get committed to a $455 business? Well, what does that is their why, their passion, their burning desire. What is Ambit going to do for you and your family? What's missing from your current life? And, guys, sometimes it's all about money. It's about getting out of debt. It's about paying for your kids' college tuition and or wedding. It's about donating more money to the church or charity of your choice. Maybe you hate your job, but it's not always about money. We've got some very, very successful people who are joining Ambit. And, one of the things I find out is they make a whole lot of money, but they have no time. They work 80 hours a week. They have no time to spend with their family. So, one of the most important things, and Alan and Deb both talked about it last week, is to know why somebody's doing this business, to know what are they looking for from Ambit Energy, because this isn't a job. You don't have a clock to punch when you go in and to punch out. I mean, I personally, I don't harass people. I help somebody get going. I let them know that I'm here to support them and do whatever I can, and I'll reach out to them every couple of days. But, they've got to want it for some reason. There's got to be something in it for them. They've got to have a burning desire or passion. And one of the things we always talk about doing is making a vision board. Sit down with your family, your spouse, your significant other, and figuring out what Ambit's going to do for you and your family. And the reason that this is so important is, listen, this is a business. This isn't always fun. This isn't always easy. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have days where you feel like quitting Ambit Energy. That's normal. I remember at the beginning when I first got going, driving in traffic, and somebody would sit down with me and not be interested. And there was days that I thought about quitting. I still have bad Ambit days. Somebody I think is going to sign up doesn't. It happens to all of us. But especially at the beginning when we don't have a whole lot of skin in the game, it's easy to walk away. What will keep you focused is knowing what this business can do for you and your family. Kirk Coran just had his 5-year anniversary, and here's a guy making $14,000 a month alone in residual income. I saw some pictures at the training of his wife Trish's new office, their backyard with their swimming pool, his new vehicle, his what he's been able to do to his house. And, those are some pretty good whys, because here's what's going to happen. There's going to come a day in your business where you have a bad day. You drive to a meeting and your guest doesn't show up. Your brother-in-law doesn't want to become your customer, whatever the reason is, and you're going to think about quitting. And guys, if you know why you're doing this business and you're passionate about your why, that will keep you going. That'll get you through your time of weakness when you think about quitting. Understand what this business can do for you and your family. Our goal was financial freedom. That's what drove us. There's been times in my life when we've struggled financially, and being broke and having to go look for change to fill up our gas tank was not a fun thing. So the goal when we got started was to get as far away from broke as possible. And we've been able to do that and live a comfortable lifestyle. What drives us now? I love nothing more than seeing people on our team get what they want out of this business. What drives us now is to see leaders on our team going to 5-star trips, and seeing Kirk's pictures of Trisha's new office, and seeing Tiffany and Rob take their kids to Disney World. That's what we get excited about. But you need to figure out what excites you about Ambit Energy. What's this business going to do for you and your family? What else you need to do? You need to make a contact list, a working inventory. Don't prejudge people. I hear it all the time. Well, they're very successful. I don't know if they would do anything like this. Well, Tom and Annie were successful. Ari and Barbara, Ralph Napoli, Rob Marcioni. Guys, we've got a lot of incredible people who are very successful who did not need Ambit Energy, but they understand opportunity. They understand a service, not a product. They understand timing, and they're in this business. I mean, guys, one of the things I've been doing is I've been asking people, do you know anybody in Virginia? Do you know anybody in New Hampshire? Ask for referrals. Don't be afraid to ask. I mean, some of the most successful people that I've met in network marketing were actually referrals from somebody who didn't do it. But they said, yeah, I got a brother-in-law. Let me give you his number. He might be interested in something like this. I hear it all the time. Don't prejudge people, guys. You want to make a large contact list. How many people should be on your list? Everybody you can think of. Everybody. You know, you should have as many people as possible on that list and continue to add to it. Now, when you make that list, what you need to keep in mind is everybody is a potential consultant first. And if not a consultant, make them a customer. Have them do you a favor and try the service and save a little bit of money. You know, if you knew that you were one conversation away from financial freedom, or for paying for your kids' college tuition, or a mortgage on any house you want to live in, or a new car payment, or an all-expense paid vacation, how many people would you talk to? You know, I know for a fact Tim and Maggie Boland are pretty excited. Their residual income check is over $7,000 a month, and one of the reasons is because they didn't care what people thought. They called up Ari and Barbara Benachet initially to get them as customers, but Ari and Barbara got excited, joined the team, and the rest is history. You know, Rex Slayton's been showing up at meetings the last couple of weeks. Rex is the guy that Pat Flander signed up, who signed up Steve Dare. Rex Slayton was in Scranton last week to pick up his Comma Club t-shirt, but it's not just a 1 and a comma. It's actually a 3 and a comma. Rex is making over $3,000 a month in residual income, and all he did was put a brochure on his desk, and Steve Dare just happened to wander in his office and pick it up. If you knew that you were one conversation away from $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20,000 a month in residual income, month after month after month, how many people would you be willing to talk to? And guys, that's the key to this business, making that contact list and start sorting through it. Now, here's what I can tell you. What I find in network marketing is as I sort through my contact list and as I'm doing presentations, there's generally 3 types of people that you're going to come across. The first one can be difficult. It's somebody who's negative and cynical. They're going to try to convince you that you've lost your mind. They're crazy. You know, and guys, I used to get all worked up when I would talk to people like that, negative, cynical people. They'd start telling me it's one of those pyramid deals and nobody ever makes money and nah, you've heard it all. And guys, I would educate them. I would sit there and take an hour to educate that ignorant person about our company. I would talk about the Inc. magazine, fastest growing company in America in 2010. And I'd show them the Wall Street Journal article. I'd talk about the Better Business Bureau, A+ rating, 1.3 million customers. I go on and on and on and on. Here's what I find with those people. Even if I convince them that this is an incredible opportunity and they decide to join the business, they look for another reason to quit. They're going to wear you out. They're always going to be negative. If you notice, when we went back to characteristics, negative and cynical is not one of the types of people I want to be in business with. When I get around somebody who's negative and cynical right now and start making statements about why this won't work for them and why this, you know what I tell them? I tell them, I'm sorry, it's not for you. You guys, I don't waste time with people. There's people I tell them it's not going to work for you. And they say, why? I say, because you're just too negative. If you're negative right now, wait till you go out there and get your first no for a customer. I appreciate your time. If something changes, give me a call. Or maybe you want to be a customer. Don't take it personal. Don't spend time arguing with them. Move on to the next person. The second type of person you're going to come across is somebody that sometimes they just never really get around to doing anything. They look at the website, they come to a meeting, they like what they see, but maybe the timing is just wrong in their life. Maybe there's a family member who's got a health issue, or they're in between jobs, or they're waiting for their tax return, or they're going away on vacation, whatever it is. When I got somebody that looks at the business, like I've got a gentleman right now who's looked at the business, and I'm kind of waiting for him. I'm not going to push him. I don't want to push him the other way. I want people to come in when they're ready to come in, not because I want them to come in. Follow up is critical with these people. But guys, the key to this business is to go out there and find the pearls. What's a pearl? A pearl is somebody that's looking. A pearl is somebody that comes in and gets 10 customers their first week in the business, or is in the business for 2 days and they're plugged into the web training and can't wait to go to the June 7th event. We've got some pearls tonight. Wait till you hear all the RCs that got there in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. We got a whole bunch of them. And the best thing is, you don't need to go out there and find 100 pearls. Just go find 2 or 3, or in some cases 1. Guys, we've got people that have just found 1 or 2, and they're out there and they're killing this thing. So I would highly recommend continue to sort through that list. Know what you're looking for. You're one conversation away from your business exploding, and we see it time after time after time after time. One conversation leads to somebody that joins your business, and sometimes it's that person that joins your business that doesn't do a whole lot, but will lead you to somebody who does a whole lot. So make your contact list. Here's one of the mistakes that I made early on when I got involved in network marketing. So I understand why people do it. When I first got involved, I was so excited about the company I was with. Nobody told me not to say too much. And I would pick up the phone and I would explain the business. And I would sit there for 30 minutes giving all the facts and figures on my company. And people would say I had the gift of gab. I could sell ice to Eskimos. And I would convince people to join my team. Here's the problem. Those people were not as comfortable talking like I was. They didn't have the gift of gab that I did. And what I did was I set people up for failure, because they would try to do the same thing that I did to them. They would pick up the phone and start calling people. Guys, when I learned the purpose of the invitation was one thing and one thing only, to get people to look, that's when my business exploded. So, the reason we tell you do not explain the business is not because we think you're stupid or ignorant. It's because it's not duplicatable. There's 2 reasons that we tell you do not explain the business. Let's go over them. Number 1 is, most people that join Ambit Energy, they don't consider themselves salespeople, but even a step further, most people that join Ambit Energy have no experience in energy. So if all of a sudden you become a consultant and you go to try and convince your friends and family what you know about energy, you have 0 credibility. But the second reason, and the reason that it didn't work what I did, is I was setting people up for failure. I was teaching people to go out there and explain this business. And when you do that, it doesn't work, because most people will get on the phone. They'll start talking a little bit about Ambit. And as soon as they start getting hit with some questions they can't answer, they lose confidence in picking up the phone. They don't want to pick the phone up anymore. They get nervous making phone calls. Well, guys, we're going to teach you the most duplicatable system out there. And the reason we do this is we want everybody to have the opportunity to be successful in Ambit. See, when I realized that the purpose of the invitation was for one thing and one thing only, my business exploded. And the purpose of the invitation is just to simply get somebody to take a look. I quit trying to explain everything about Ambit, and I focused on getting that individual on the other side of the phone to basically give me 30 minutes of their time. And when I could convince people to give me 30 minutes of their time, my business exploded. So let's talk about the invitation. It's short. It's sweet. It should be 2 minutes or less. On and off the phone. I call up my friend Tony. Tony, this is Ray. I'm real excited about something. I know how successful you've been. Ask for their opinion. Pay them a compliment. And Tony says, well, Ray, what do you need? Well, I need about 30 minutes of your time. I've got something I want to sit down and show you. He says, okay, well, come by my office tomorrow. So I go by Tony's office tomorrow. I walk in with my Success from Home magazine. I play the video. When the video is done, he's all excited. He starts asking me questions. And I say, Tony, listen, I'm a brand new consultant, but let me get my business partner, Rob Marcioni. This is him on the cover. He's an attorney from upstate New York who makes more money from his part-time energy business than he does from being a lawyer after 20 years. I get Rob on the phone. I said, Rob, this is Ray. I've got my business partner. I got my friend Tony here. He's thinking about becoming a business partner. He's excited by what he sees, but he's got some questions. I've told him all about you. Rob, Tony, Rob. And then I shut up. Now, why do I do that? because I know that most people can't go in and explain the Ambit compensation plan. But I know for a fact that everybody can hit play on a video. And if that person who likes what they see has questions, then you just get them on the phone with one of our leaders. I mean, guys, it's Sunday afternoon, and I've probably done 15 or 20 three-way calls today, and I'm excited because it tells me that people are following the system. So the purpose of the invitation is to get somebody to take a look. And I know it's not always that easy. I know there's times when you call somebody up, and I call up my friend Earl, and Earl starts hitting me with all kinds of questions. Well, what is it that you're doing, and how does this work? What I do is when somebody starts asking me questions, I take control of the conversation. I say, Earl, let me ask you a couple questions. How many people do you know that use gas or electricity? And Earl starts laughing. He says, everybody I know. That's right. Do you think they'd like to pay less or potentially get it for free? Of course, everybody wants to save money on their energy bill. Earl, how would you like to earn a residual income and potentially thousands of dollars in bonuses by referring free energy? And he says, what do I need to do? I need 30 minutes of your time. I go by Earl's office. I sit down. I hit play on the DVD. When I'm done, he's all excited. I get him on the phone with one of my business partners, whether it's Tiffany or Rob or Dave or I can go on, and I just point, and I get them on the phone. I make the introduction, and I be quiet. Why? Because that's the most duplicatable way out there. I know that every single person in this web room is capable of asking somebody to take a look, showing them the video. If they like what they see and they have questions, arranging a three-way call with one of our leaders to answer questions. That's what we do. Now, if you don't do that, you're going to move into what's called the valley of death. And, guys, some of the people that are notorious for this are salespeople. I always get people that join the business, and as soon as they join, they tell me, oh, I know how to do this. I'm in sales, and I don't need any training. Well, guys, there is some good being salespeople because most salespeople are people persons. The problem with most salespeople is their job has always been to close the deal. And see, when I talk people into this, they didn't do anything. I'm looking for people that see it because they see something big here. So the more you say, the less you make. The less you say, the more you make. Don't confuse the invitation. The purpose of the invitation is one thing and one thing only, to simply get people to take a look. The purpose of the presentation is when you give them the facts, when you pick them up and take them to a meeting, when you show them a DVD, when you show them the website. Guys, don't confuse the two. Keep them separate. Now, these are just basic business principles. If you went back to 1978 and Bill Gates and Microsoft came to your hometown, and Bill did a presentation on the future of his company, and after that hour presentation, he let you know that he was looking for investors in Microsoft. And basically, he said you had two options to take the information that Bill Gates and his staff shared with you that night and take it to your friends and family. Option number one is when you leave that meeting, Bill Gates and his staff gives you a professionally done video with all the credibility on the company. He also gives you an envelope with all kinds of credibility pieces on Microsoft, newspaper articles, magazines, just anything that's been written about the company. And he gives you that credibility and says, take this video, take this credibility, share it with anybody you know who might be open to this opportunity. Share it with them, show them the video, show them the credibility. And if they like what they see and they have any questions, he hands you his personal business card and says, give me a call. That's option number one. Option number two is you leave that meeting that night, you're all excited, and you go out there and you try to explain the future of Microsoft to all of your friends and family. After you just heard about it for the first time 2 hours prior, you've never invested any money, you've never made any money, but yet you're an expert on it and you're trying to convince other people to invest money. Guys, which option do you think would work better? And you know what option it is. You're laughing right now because you know it's option one. It's the same thing here. Why would a new consultant who hasn't even put their first customer in go out there and try to explain this business to friends and family when we've got individuals on the team who have made hundreds of thousands of dollars, some of them millions of dollars, and have built teams of hundreds of thousands of customers? It makes no sense, and I know why they do it, because they're excited. But guys, you got to remember, we've got a system in place. And one of the challenges as leaders is to get people to follow the system. And it's gratifying when you see people follow the system, follow it to a T, and they go out there and they have huge results because of it. And then other people, they're struggling because they're trying to reinvent what they do. You know, guys, I've been in this industry for 18 years. I've seen it all. I know what works. I know what doesn't work. And one of the reasons I know what doesn't work is I did a whole lot of not working it right for a long time, and finally figured out what exactly do we need to do. And I'm always open to fine tuning it, but we've got something that's working real well. Now, we talked about one of the couple things that we need to do to be very successful in Ambit. One of them is gathering some loyal customers. Second thing is getting plugged into the system. And, you know, where I plan on spending a whole lot of time this week is showing the plan, showing the plan, showing the plan. And, you know, we've got a 90-day blitz going on, and it's been incredible. In fact, I plan on filling out a whole lot of paperwork this week. I plan on doing 15 or 20 showing the plans this week and getting my number up there. And, you know, if there's one thing that you want to be good at in Ambit, if you want to make a whole lot of money, it's showing the plan. I'm not a good customer gatherer. I got a few friends and family to do me a favor. I love plugging into the system and being around positive people. But where I spend most of my time, and where I'm going to continue to spend most of my time, is showing the plan, getting people to take a look. You know, I learned a long time ago that my income was in direct proportion to how many times me and my team showed the business. And the reason we had almost 300 people join the team last week is there was a whole lot of people out there showing the plan. And if you're on this webinar for the first time or 10th time or 100th time and you want your business to grow faster, show the plan. If you want to go from MC to RC, RC to SC, SC to EC, EC to NC, if you want a yellow jacket, if you want a purple jacket, if you want to get on a 5-star trip, I can tell you what you need to do. You need to show the plan, show the plan, show the plan. And, you know, it works. I look at Dave and Kathy Lipinzik and Walt and Julie Breeze and what's going on up in the Rochester area and a little town like Lindenville. And, you know, these guys are just knocking it out of the park right now. One of the reasons they're having so much success is they're showing the plan. They're doing in-home after in-home. Ryan and Sarah Gould also getting close to executive consultant. Deb Burke also popped in the top 50. What are these guys and gals doing? And some other ones too. Pablo and Talana, Elizabeth and David Finch, the Featherbays. I can go on and on and on, and I don't want to leave anybody out. But, you know, when people are having a whole lot of success, one of the keys to their success is they're out there showing the plan, showing the plan, showing the plan. Now, with that said, I can also tell you when people call me up and they're frustrated and their business isn't growing and they're not having the success that they want, it's normally because they're not doing anything. And guys, this is leaders included. I mean, there's executive consultants on our team that probably on that 90-day blitz, they've probably done one in the last month, and then they'll call me up and tell me their business isn't growing. Well, I know why. If you're an RC, an MC, an EC, an NC, an SC, and your business isn't growing faster, I got the cure for your problem. It's called show the plan, show the plan, show the plan. Get more people to take a look. First thing is, I'll tell you, you've got to be excited. You know, the reason people will or will not look at your business has a lot to do with your excitement. And I know it's not always easy. I know it's not always fun. But think about the potential you got here. I mean, guys, I pinch myself every night. I don't even have a college degree, but this company's paid me almost $6 million in 77 months. That's a pretty good living for gathering a handful of customers and showing the plan, showing the plan, showing the plan. You know, the DVD, don't be afraid to use the DVD. I actually picked up a couple from Norbert today. This is a great online presentation that John Haas and his team have put together. Take advantage of that. Success from Home Magazine. Guys, you need to have these with you. You know, the opportunity to give them out to somebody. Make sure you get these. Get the 12-pack if you can. One-on-one, two-on-one presentations. You know, guys, if you notice my schedule this week, I'm doing one meeting. Why? Because the other nights I'm doing one-on-ones and two-on-ones. I'm going to people's homes. I need to go get in front of people. I want to go show the plan, show the plan, show the plan. I want to hit my 90-day blitz. I'm going to knock down 20 or 30 this week. Your Energy 526, your Ambit worksite, the local meeting. You know, I'm going to be in Scranton this coming Wednesday night. If you have anybody in Scranton, get them up there. I know Kirk Horan is going to be up in Rochester this week. I know there's incredible meetings going on. Tom and Annie are going to be down in Virginia. Take advantage. There's no wrong way or right way to show the plan. If you want your business to grow faster, here's the key. If you want to know what it takes to get a yellow jacket, to get on a 5-star, to get a purple jacket, the people who are getting these things, the one thing that they're doing that most people aren't is they're just doing more of these. See, somebody told me a long time ago, you don't have to do a whole lot of gathering customers. You've got to get some. Make no doubt about it. You got to go get some. You don't have to be real smart to be real successful. You just got to go do this over and over and over. And that kind of fit me to a T. I'm definitely not the sharpest pencil in the box, but I just show the plan, show the plan, show the plan. And when things slow down, I show the plan. And when I get frustrated, I show the plan, because it's amazing how if your business slows down, but you go get 2 or 3 new consultants, how excited you are about this business. Now, this is the closing call. This is how this whole system comes around. It's the 3-way call. And guys, another thing I'll tell you is I can get a pretty good indication for what's going on in certain teams based on how many 3-way calls they're doing. Yeah, I've got people, their teams are just wearing me out with 3-way calls. And then I've got other people haven't done a 3-way call with anybody in their team in 2 months. And I go look at the power zone, and those people that are doing all the 3-way calls, well, those were the people that had everybody coming in last week. And then other ones, their businesses are stagnant. So the purpose of the 3-way call was to show that brand new people don't need to know everything about this business. The 3-way call allows a brand new person to go out there, hit play on a DVD, and get one of our experts on the phone to answer their questions. And, you know, guys, I've been doing them all day long, even on a Sunday. The best way to get me to do a 3-way call is not to call me, because a lot of times I'm in meetings and my mailbox is full, but to send me a text message, preferably at least a couple hours notice. And I know sometimes you can, and if I can do on short notice, I will. So let's look at Alfredo. Alfredo, I saw this morning, and he asked me, can you do a 3-way call? I said, yeah. He sent me a text, told me the time. So he set it up in advance. He met with a gentleman. He showed him the video. When the video was done, the gentleman had some questions. What did Alfredo do? He put me on the phone, and he did it perfect. He says, this is my business partner, Ray Monty. He's on the cover of Success Remote magazine. He's a top income earner, made millions of dollars. Guys, whoever you're using to do the 3-way call, you want to build them up. You want to make sure that your prospects know that you've got an expert on the phone, somebody who's been successful, who can answer their questions, and also somebody who can help them become successful if they decide to join the business. So Alfredo put me on the phone. The first thing I did was I thanked the gentleman for his time. I let him know that I've been with Ambit for 6.5 years. This is what I do for a living. I love the business. And then I shut up and said, any questions you have? And guys, I listened to the questions, and the questions that I got were standard. How much time do I need to put in? How do I make my money back? What do I need to do next? What states are opening up? Tell me a little bit about Ambit. You normally get pretty much the same questions. Everybody a little bit different. And I answered the questions, and I talk about, Alfredo's doing a great job. You want to make sure that you're building up the person who did the call and let them know they did a great job. And then I make sure that the person gets my phone number. Either I give it to them or I have Alfredo give it to them, and I let them know we have a whole system in place. We do live web training 6 days a week. We do conference calls. Anything I can do to help you out. Now, guys, the reason I give them my phone number and let them know about the system in place, there's 2 things that people want to know when they're looking at Ambit. Number 1 is, can I make money? Well, they saw how easy this was. They get a couple people to try the service and save some money. And then the second thing they do is they plug into a system. There's a whole system here to help them. I give them my phone number to show them that the support that's in place. The only reason you're going to fail if you're a part of our team is if you're just not coachable or you just don't do anything. Otherwise, put your seatbelt on. You're going to be in for quite a ride. Now, guys, when we're done and I ask them if there's any more questions, sometimes they say, yes, sign me up. What do we do at that point? We just do this over and over and over again. We help them get signed up. We pick a name for their website. We help them become their own first customer. We get them a couple more customers. We get them plugged into the system as soon as possible. And we just do this over and over and over. And guys, it's nothing fancy. And one of the most frustrating things is I've got people who've been in this business for 2 or 3 or 4 years that rather than go do this because it is hard work, they're always trying to find a better way. They're always looking for shortcuts. I don't believe in that stuff. This business is, if you're going to go out there and build a big business and make hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars, you're going to pay a price. That doesn't mean we don't occasionally have somebody who just signs up the right person who, because of it, does very, very well. But most of us have to go bust our butt for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. But where else in an economy like this is going to pay somebody like myself with no college degree $200,000 a month? I mean, come on, guys, it's a pretty good deal. And the best thing is, the only other thing that you need to do to make sure that you're successful in Ambit, is just don't ever quit. See, I know for a fact that everybody in this web room was one conversation from somebody joining your team who goes out there and becomes the next superstar in Ambit. And because you made that first conversation, you're famous. Has anybody ever heard the name Tim Bolin? I mean, guys, that's what Tim's done. He's about to get promoted to SC as well. So, you know, there's nothing magical about what we do. It's hard work. It's repetition. It's doing it over and over and over. But the timing's perfect. I'm excited. Take advantage of our 222 promotion. Go to ambit222.com. Take advantage of the 90-day blitz. June 7th is going to be another event that's off the charts. We appreciate you guys being here tonight. We've got our team call coming up here in about 30 minutes. I would recommend if you've got anybody on your team who got promoted this last week, you want to get them on their call so they can hear their name being read. Want to thank you guys for being on here tonight. God bless you guys, and have a great week. Take advantage of New Hampshire and Virginia open up. Everybody have a great night.